Hello Galaxy Commanders and welcome back to this video of Infinite Galaxy. First of all, I want to thank all of you who subscribed to the channel. We finally made it. We got 1000 subscribers and this is really amazing. This is great. Thank you all for supporting my channel and subscribe to it. That's that's just amazing. So I'm going to prepare some live streaming. I hope I can do it maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Um, will be the first stream that we now also managed to get the 1000 subscribers. I wanted to do something different, so I will give you all an update as soon as I will do it, and I hope to see you all then directly there to celebrate 1000 subscribers. Good. What do we want to look today at? We have another flagship spotlight, and it is
Flagship.
a very interesting one. It's one of the flagships I do mention very often, but I don't use at the moment. It's a Theseus. So why is a Theseus so interesting? First of all, it looks amazing. Um, and second, it is one of the flagships that you can get blueprints
Campaign.
also in the campaign shop. If you didn't notice it, here on the left side, 2000 campaign medals for 10 blueprints. So every day you could theoretically buy up to 10 blueprints. Um, Not sure where you should get the medals from, but at least you could buy for 5,000 medals every day. So that's in theory 25 blueprints per day in average. Um, that makes it easy to upgrade. And let's take a look at the skills of the
Flagship.
Theseus. Because skill 1 is missile attack, so it's at least something we can use from time to time. Skill 2, HP. Skill 3, armor and shield. So while I'm not the biggest fan of shield, we do have HP here. We do have armor and shield in the combined, so that means the bonus is a little bit smaller, but we still get additional survivability, so that is great. Then we come into the PvP skills where we increase the attack and again the shield um, of all warships. And the last skill is increasing the armor again. Um, we do only have a small attack increase here up to 36%. But where this ship really shines is survivability. If you do PvP, and if you do PvP like I do it, you will always attack um, other commanders or fleets that are much weaker than you. Because if you attack someone around your same power, your same strength, you will have high repairs if it's a fight in space, or you will have high losses if you attack an enemy um, spaceport. So you should never do this. There's not really much to win. The only occasion where you should do this is if it's an alliance war, one alliance trying to kick another alliance ass, get them out of the system. Then you might want to attack space fleets that might be around the same strength or at least still very powerful. When you go against spaceports, always gang up on them, else you will have high losses. So, and that's where the Theseus is really interesting because of all the defensive setups. And we do have shield 2 times, armor 1 time, HP. Um, if I would have unlimited blueprints or Federation credits, I would skill the Theseus up and use it for things like the kill event. Right now we do have on my
Event.
server at this time again the Galaxy Star event, and on the fifth day, if this event already happened at least twice, you will always have the kill event where you have to get points by killing other fleets, other warships. Everything above tier 5 will give you points. And the reason why I think the T-Source is
Flagship.
great for this is you usually go and farm um, weaker enemies there because you need to kill a lot of them. So you try to go from system to system to system, and maybe you go with a 3 million, 4 million fleet in my case power, and you will attack everything that is 800,000, 1 million, 1.5 million. So this way you always make sure that you really overpower them. Now, to have this shield that gets higher might come handy there. You heard me all the time. I'm not a big fan of shield because I don't know many occasions where shield can recover in between fights. Um, this would be one of the few occasions where this really can help because when you fight someone who's much weaker than you, you always hope for not getting your warships killed, so maybe damaged, but not more. And if it's talking about damaged, this is where shield comes in. Get the shields completely destroyed, get maybe 10% of your HP down, and now from there on you go and you have this fleet killed, you go to the next one. Again with full fleets. The damage on the HP is still there. This is one of the few points where shield comes in handy. The other thing is you get the HP boost, you get the armor boost, and you get another armor boost. So that means the damage to your HP is getting reduced and your HP is getting higher. Um, the last skill has a requirement that the total HP of your fleet is higher than 70%, which in my opinion works well with these kind of PvP scenarios, because as I said, you never want to lose a lot of your ships. And when you go out with a 3 million fleet and you lose already 30%, so you only have around 2.1, 2.2 million left, very likely you want to go back in this case anyhow to repair, because the lower your strength is getting, the more likely you will have more and more losses, which will result in more and more repairs. So you always try to stay strong. Another nice thing is if you want to use frigates as tanky option there, you get the missile attack in the first skill. I made a video, just my last video, if you didn't watch it about how to set up your fleet. And you know then very exactly why I would always use missile type frigates and missile type destroyers. So you get an additional boost there. You do get the armor boost in these two skills, and the missile type cruisers and the missile type, the missile type destroyers and the missile type frigates, they are the ones with the high armor, so they really benefit much, much more from these total warship armor. And then you can either focus on these missile type with really high armor, or still something I'm usually doing, I go still with cruisers, because cruisers are much more difficult to kill, they survive longer, and this way I can reduce my repairs and my losses, especially when I attack much weaker enemies. How would I equip my flagship? So if you go for the approach using frigates and destroyers, or only frigates, I would go with complete missile type weapons. No question, because you always should use missile type warships in this case. And then, as we already have this high armor values, the gold porcelain armor is a perfect fit there. It increases armor even more, and it increases warship HP. Um, if we take a look what kind of protective gear we do have available. So for green stuff we can only choose armor, shield or HP. But the moment we talk about a high level or high ranked up Theseus, you should already be at the blue stuff. So you can get either HP only, or you can get HP and armor, or you can get HP and shield. If you go with frigates, I would not go with shield, because the missile type frigates have very, very small, very low shield. So while the shield is still nice and can recover, I would still go in this case with armor HP. If you go with destroyers, you get a little bit better, the shield gets higher. you can start mixing in the shield and HP, but only if you really go for like a killing streak. If you go around and want to do 10, 20, 30 fights without going back to your base. If you want to go back to your base, stick with HP modules or HP armor. Don't invest in shield. If you get the Theseus early in game and you want to use it in campaign, I can only recommend to use it. So overall, it is absolutely viable to do campaign if you rank it up. The important thing always for campaign is to rank up your flagship. If you want to know more about this, search the video about campaign and flagships. I made one and I show really the details about level, rank, and also equipment. Everything you need to know about this. Where would I use the Theseus? Um, from the skills we already looked at it, you can use the Theseus perfectly for PvP. It is probably the best rounded PvP flagship in game because it has all these defensive stats and will reduce your losses as long as you are really more powerful, overwhelming powerful against the enemy. This will help you to reduce your repairs. Can you use it for PvE? Um, yes, because the only thing that you lose is the increase of attack, which is only up to 36%, and the increase of shield, which is for PvE not really important. You will still get higher HP, higher armor and shield, and more armor. So the last skill is really nice because it can boost your armor up to plus 144%, which is a lot. So overall, I think it's a pretty good flagship. The only reason why I don't use it at the moment is I use my blueprint still for the Prontus. The Prontus is the exact opposite of the Theseus there because the Prontus, all the skills are more or less attack based. Every skill is increasing the attack, while the Theseus, every skill is increasing the defense. So it depends also a little bit on your play style, but overall a really good flagship, very tanky. Also the values of the flagship, if you look at level 1 values, 2.6k HP, high damage output 172. So if you compare this like to the Apollo, the attack bonus is much higher. The HP is a little bit lower, but you do get later all the bonuses. The damage output is high. It will always depend where you compare it to, but it is a pretty good and solid flagship. There are many flagships that are much worse. You hear me all the time talking about the Titan. I got it here. I think the Titan is a worse flagship than the Theseus. I would prefer the epic Theseus over the legendary Titan. The Athena is a great, also the Nemesis is a great flagship for campaign, but we only have 8 chapters of campaign and they are easily to manage with every flagship as soon as you get the first skill to level 3, the basic attack. So there's not really any need for the skills of the Athena or the Nemesis. And therefore, I do think that the Theseus is a pretty solid, very good flagship. I mean, it already says it. It's focusing on defense and assault, so it's a defense-based PvP flagship, but still very viable, very good also in PvE content. So if this is more your playstyle, I'm sure you will be very happy using the Theseus and you should not be disappointed. Okay, I hope you liked the video. If you didn't subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, join our Discord, and then I hope to see you on the next video, or even better, as soon as I do the live stream in the next few days.